I had my highest dollar amount sale to date since I have been reselling, but it was not my highest profitable sale. And that feeling kind of sucks. But I did learn some things about this whole process. So I want to go ahead and give you guys some tips and let you know what I learned. And this way, if you don't know it, if you ever stumble across an opportunity like this, or maybe just keep it in the back of your mind to be a little extra cautious. So let's start at the beginning. So here on YouTube, people do have quite a bit of auctions, and I was a big participator of these auctions. And I say was because I've had too many bad experiences now. I am very, very hesitant against buying from these auctions. I really don't want to anymore. This specific purchase was the biggest bad taste in my mouth, but there were a few others. So this purchase, now this item right here is what we're talking about. So Castlevania 4, Super Castlevania 4, Super Nintendo, it is sealed. So this item went up for auction, and I ended up winning it, purchasing it at $450. Now, that's a lot of money, $450. I purchased this with the expectations of sending it in to be graded, then with the expectations of being able to sell it for anywhere from $7,000 to $30,000. I say $30,000 because there was one graded at a 9.4, I believe it was, at the time, that somebody had listed available for like $29,999, something like that. That was a little bit reach, but that was the only new sealed graded version with any grading at all. So at the lower end, I was thinking it would be worth about $6,000. Now, a couple of things. When I bid on this, it was because she was showing the box, said it was in excellent condition, which the box is. It's sealed. There's the sticker there. Everything was great. And then turn it around. And again, a lot of the people doing the auctions, the lighting's not that great or the camera quality's not that great, whatever. So unless you tell somebody about this, and they may not have known that this made a big deal, that this made a difference, but disclosing this rip right here made a lot of difference. If I would have known that rip was there, my max that I was willing to go up to would have been about $200, $250 maybe, because the box is still in good condition. Now, one thing which I did not want to ask in the auction because I didn't want to draw extra attention, I didn't want people bidding against me to have more information in case they wanted to continue bidding, but I wanted to ask very badly, where was it made? So this was made in Japan, which is what I was banking on. I was really hoping it was made in Japan because these vintage games, the Super Nintendo games, the ones made in Japan were like a first edition. They were the first sets that were made, so they are the more sought after, especially from collectors. They want the boxes and games that say made in Japan versus anywhere else, so they are a lot more valuable. I was happy when I got it in that it was a made in Japan version, but super bummed with the rip. Super bummed. So shout out to Topher, Hyphy Gold. This guy's so underrated. He is like the most quick, sincere, knowledgeable game reseller that I know. I actually reached out to a couple different people, some big YouTuber names, and honestly, they either were, you could tell they didn't really know much. What they did for their videos, they researched just for their videos and didn't really have a lot of actual experience. So I have to say Topher was excellent. So thank you so much, Topher. I specifically was talking with him about sending it into WATA, WATA. WATA is the gaming grading company, and I wasn't sure whether, because that was my original plan, was purchasing this game to send it in to be graded. However, with that tear, I wasn't 100% sure if it was worth it or not. I felt like it was still worth it because the box is perfect condition. I mean, it's perfect condition. If it wasn't for this rip, I would have like really been expecting to get a 10 graded on this. So I decided to just wait a little bit, and while I was waiting and really thinking about it, I said, you know what, let me put it up for sale now as is, because it does cost a little bit, especially for a game of this caliber. I was actually looking at a couple $100s to send this in. So I said, let me just wait and list it as is for $2,000, because not being graded has that rip. And let me see, if somebody buys it flat out like that, fine. Like, I don't have to mess with it. I'd still be happy. Turning $450 into $2,000, I would be really happy. Well, as soon as I listed it, I got a couple watchers, and then somebody reached out to me and said, just so you know, this game is not factory sealed if you're trying to sell it that way, so the value is dramatically decreased. I got a little defensive because I was like, what are you talking about? Yes, it's sealed. It's got the flaw. You can see the photos on there. You can see the KB Toys price code on there. Then he began to explain pretty nicely, actually. So I was a little defensive, but he started to explain that because it's made in Japan, it has to have what is known as the H seal. Basically, it's going to have the stitching going across the center right there. And that is a confirmed, known fact for the Made in Japan Super Nintendo games. They all had the seal going down in the back. This one did not. So I immediately was stressed out, and I was so worried. I was doing a lot of research because he made me an offer. He said, I would offer you $500. I'd be a perfect buyer because I am just interested in the box. The box looks like it's in excellent condition, and this would complete my set. And I thought, if he's willing to offer me $500 just for the box, then it's got to be worth more than that, right? And I was looking really good, really close everywhere at the box. This box has not been opened. It has not been tampered with. It has not been resealed. There is zero creasing. There's no way this was open. So I thought, well, why would there be this KB Sticker Toys if this wasn't factory sealed? And I didn't know, which you game resellers out there, you may know, or you collectors, that an item can still be brand new unopened even though it's not factory sealed for a few different reasons. Either the store, when they received it, there was a tear, so the store just resealed it, or maybe it ripped while in the store, or maybe they had the hang tie right here, like the little hanger, and it was taken off. So that's what looks like what happened to this one, why it has the tear. So you see this little kind of crease. It looks like, and you can see the line going here, it looks like the hanger was there and somebody took it off, probably from this side. So when they peeled it off, it took up the plastic here, and then it just slowly stretched out and ripped. So there's a few different reasons why a store would reseal a game. So I still felt confident that this game was new. It just wasn't factory sealed. That being said, it was unclear to me with WATA if they would grade a non-factory sealed game. They will not grade it as a factory sealed game when it's not officially factory sealed. Now, some graders may kind of let it slide from the fact that, because if this said made in Japan or made in Mexico down here, then there would be no hesitation for question. There would be like, okay, this is factory sealed. You wouldn't really be able to tell the difference. But because it's made in Japan, it's guaranteed that it's not factory sealed. And I couldn't get a straight answer from WATA if they would grade it like this and still categorize it as sealed. And it would have cost me money to have them send it back as non-gradable, and then it would have been a waste, and then I would have been out the time. And so I just left the listing up like that, but I made sure to state in the description after that, I explained the whole H seal, I explained everything very detailed in the description, and I just left it. I left it at that for $2,000 to see, well, if I got this interest right away, then let's see how it goes. So then that same person actually reached me on Instagram and asked me if I was the same eBay seller, Jen's Closet Gems. And so I saw it a few days later and responded, yes, this is the same person. And they told me that they were the ones that reached out to me on eBay and that they were willing to pay me $500 through PayPal to reduce or avoid fees if I was willing to take it that way. Now that was very tempting. I was not going to do it friends and family, 100% guaranteed I wasn't going to do that because I wanted the protection. So I was still going to be charged a fee, but their basic 3% over eBay's 10%. It was a huge difference, so that was going to save me a good bit of money, and I contemplated it for a little while. I told him, let me think about it, because I really did not know. I didn't want to miss out on still making good money, but this became such a huge risk factor, and my thought process was, if I can at least recoup the money that I spent on it, maybe just take that for a win. So then I sent out offers for $1,500, because I had 6 watchers on it at this point. And there was no biters, no counter offers. I did leave counter offers open. And then after they sent me this message on Instagram, I did have more watchers, and I started to sell my closet 20% off. And then I sent out an additional offer. I sent one out for $1,000. And I thought that was like a little bit sign of desperation. But I was really just curious. And then if I didn't get any acceptances on that, I was just going to take the game off and reconsider, and then maybe relist it at a different time, or maybe message this person back on Instagram and just accept the deal. Well, I got a counter offer on my $1,000 for $600. So I was at where it was listed at $2,000 all the way down to $600. And I went ahead and accepted that because it was through the global shipping program. So I feel very confident using eBay's GSP. The whole concept of getting that extra protection and that insurance with them made me feel a lot more comfortable that somebody wouldn't open this, mishandle it, do anything, and then, send it back to me. Or I didn't want to get scammed. I was worried at this point about getting scammed, even though I was as detailed as possible in my description. So because it was through the GSP, because it was $100 more than my best offer, I went ahead and accepted it. So most people, I think, would be excited getting a $600 sale. Me, I was very bummed. I mean, it could be worse, but I was expecting a lot more, because this game, made in Japan, as is, which the first person who made the offer to me and told me about the H seal, he said if this was an actual factory seal, then it would have sold in seconds, because I had priced it way too low. And I started to look into that, and I can see that it's even way more rare than any of the other versions if it was new factory sealed, made in Japan. And he was right. I probably could have listed it as is for like $3,500 and would have gotten some quick offers in, or even sold as is, because since then, one game sold made in Japan. I think it was graded at a 9.4 for almost $7,000, which is what I was hoping for, is what I was kind of wanting around that price range. Huge lesson to be learned, but I wanted to share this also because, again, this game here, a huge bolo, but there's so much to know about video games, to know the H seam, to know if it's made in Japan or made in Mexico, to know the year time frame for these types of games, to know that, the retail store information can be on it and it still could have been opened or resealed or tampered with or whatever. And that was a lot of information to learn for me. It was very stressful of a situation, because I'm not one to invest $450 to make back. I'm probably profiting about a total of $70 on this. So that is definitely not my motto for my business, is to invest $450 to make $70. But I am glad that I was able to recoup my money. I learned a lot about the process of this, and I'm still profiting $70, which in normal sales, if I would have sold an item that I was profiting $70 on, I would have been ecstatic. I would have been happy. That's a great sell. But this particular situation, I was hoping for $7,000, not for $70. It is a little bit of a frustration, and like I said, a lesson learned. Just wanted to share that with you guys. Hopefully you learned a new thing or two, or if you have anything else to share to help educate me in things like this, please leave it down in the comments below. I would love to hear it. Besides that, I hope you all have a great week, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye!